guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com. Yeah, sorry for the noise outside. They're they're blowing leaves out of the parking lot. So if you hear the noise, I'm sorry about that. But I'm here with the Motorola Flipside, one of Motorola's mid-range devices that was announced alongside with the Bravo, the Defy, a couple of other mid-range Android devices at Motorola's CTIA event in San Francisco in October. It's a pretty decent mid-range device. I've been pleased, and it has a QWERTY keyboard for those of you that text message on a regular basis. So let's take a look at the browser, and it's going to be a breakneck race to see if I can finish the review before the battery dies here. Or I guess I could just plug it in, but here's the browser, typical, not PhoneDog, PhoneDog.com. Okay, so there it is, pretty decent, typical Android browser. Now this is running Android 2.1, so there's no Flash support, but you can use it in portrait, obviously, or landscape mode, and you can use the physical QWERTY keyboard if you so desire to type it in. I just wanted to show off my virtual QWERTY skills, and apparently I failed, so that's okay though. But here it comes, PhoneDog's loading, and we'll take a look at the pinch to zoom. Otherwise, your typical options, you have your new window, bookmarks, windows, which will show you which windows are open. So if you have 3 windows open, you can click that and navigate to another one. Stop and more with your typical settings there. So you can see PhoneDog is loaded. Let's take a look at it. You can see pinch to zoom is relatively quick. Again, this is a smaller device, or a smaller screen rather. So those that browse the web on a regular basis may want to look at something a little bit higher end, like the Bravo with a 3.7-inch display, or the Captivate with a 4-inch display. But for the casual web browser, fantastic browser, and easy to use. Pinch to zoom is pretty responsive. A little bit of lag, but nothing out of the ordinary. Let's double tap in and double tap back out. So use the landscape. Transition effects are pretty quick and easy to use on that front. Let's see. There we go. So you can see quick and easy to use browser. The browser feels good, and then again you can go to Windows. You can open up a new window and go to Yahoo, for example. And let's say while Yahoo's loading, you want to go back to PhoneDog. You can click Windows and click PhoneDog, and you're back. So let's have a look at the camera. While we're at it, it's a 3-megapixel camera. There's no front-facing camera on this device. And again, it doesn't have a flash. It's not intended for die-hard shots. But let me take my keyboard here, my Apple keyboard. We'll take a picture of that as an example, just to get an idea. But it does have a physical camera button, so that's a nice touch for the easier to use than pressing on screen. That's just a personal preference of mine. But you can see, let's zoom out here. Take a picture. So very basic camera. There's no, from what I can gather, there's no autofocus, so you can see. It's pretty blurry. And let me zoom out here and see, or pull out and see if I can get a better picture. It's, again, nothing to write home about. Let's have a look at that in the gallery for a more close look. There we go. Nothing to write home about. Not the greatest camera in the world, but if you're in a daylight situation, or somewhere like here where I have 19,000 lights shining on the keyboard, it's an okay shot. But if you're in a low lit situation, or you're taking a picture and you want to submit it to the newspaper, or who submits pictures to the newspaper anymore? I guess it's all online now. But it's not the best camera in the world, but for the quick shot, it's fine. But it's certainly not going to replace your home camera. You'll see I'm recording a video with the camcorder here, so I'll bring in, let's see, a phone box over here, and we'll take a shot of this phone box and my computer and the HD7 and a pen and an Apple mouse and a bunch of receipts and a monitor, and then we'll come back and we'll take a look at it. Touch video. I would like to play it. And we'll see what it looks like. Again, quality is not going to be the best in the world, but let's see what it looks like for a quick video. Over here, let's see. We'll take a shot of this phone box and my computer and the HD7 and a pen and an Apple mouse and a bunch of receipts and a monitor, and then we'll come back and we'll... So you can see it's not bad. Again, it's not going to obviously replace your camera at home or your point and shoot, but decent for a quick video of the kids, or your dog jumps in the ocean and I wouldn't take it in the ocean with you, but could be a good, would be a good camera for something like that. Comes with this built-in YouTube app, so let's take a look at what a video looks like on the on this kind of smallish screen. Let's type in Phone Dog, and I actually typed it without issue. So let's see here, bring up Phone Dog, and let's just say, hey, let's bring up the Flipside unboxing. That brings it full circle. Bring up the Flipside unboxing and the Flipside review. Love that song. But you can see that's what it looks like on the screen. You can see, get some images. So you can see, it's not taking up the, okay, Aaron, shut up. Shut up, Aaron. I don't know who that guy is. You can see, it's not taking up the full sides, but pretty decent picture. Again, for video on the go, certainly a good option. Let's take a look before the battery dies. Let's have a look at the. Let's do quadrant standard. Let's tax it. Put it to its fullest extent possible. In terms of call quality, I've been. I'll talk about this while it's running. In terms of call quality, I've been pleased. Motorola has a pretty strong reputation in the call quality department. I haven't been disappointed with the Flipside. Calls sounded good, callers sounded good. They told me that I sounded good, and I had no issues when I was in a strong AT&T area. I took it to a dead spot in North Charlotte and in a couple other areas in the Charlotte metro area, and overall was pleased. It didn't drop the call. It got choppy at some points, and a couple times I was in traffic where in an area where AT&T is historically bad. On Interstate 85 when traffic is present, and it was choppy. I almost dropped the call, but I was able to maintain it, so that was cool on that front. So no problems on the call quality. Battery life, it's a 1,150 milliamp battery. It's not, but then again, it's a smaller device, so it's not as big of a deal as something like the Evo or the HD7 or something with a bigger display. But that said, even with moderate use, I was pushing it by the end of the day, about 7 o'clock. Typically, my battery indicator would come on, but otherwise, network connectivity's been very good. Device for a mid-range device, 559 in terms of quadrant standard is on par. I would have guessed 500 to 700 somewhere in there, and in that range for the score. But that said, the Bravo, which is only $30 more, was right around 1,000. So it's a little faster processor. It's 800 megahertz instead of 720. This isn't a dogfight, but for somebody that's considering it, you may want to pay the extra $30 to see that bump in processor speed. But then again, you'll probably want that physical QWERTY keyboard. So it's a trade-off, but not bad. It's decent for a mid-range device. Nothing too special. Let's see here. Go back to go to speed test, and we'll do a speed test. Hopefully, it'll make it before it powers down. Actually, let me set the GPS here. Let's see, GPS to location security, already on, good. And let's go to speed test, Charlotte, and let's begin the test. So race to the finish. 5% remaining on the battery life. Can it do it? Can it do it? It's going to hover around 1,500 megabits, or I mean hit 1,500 kilobits per second. That would be the fastest connection ever if it was 1,500 megabits per second. So about 2,000 kilobits per second, 2,089 on the download, 2 megabits per second on the upload. Looks like around 200. Let's see, 169 kilobits per second. So upload, moderate. Download 2 megabits per second. That's pretty good for devices not on HSPA Plus or WiMAX or any of these 4G technologies. That's a pretty decent, actually a very decent speed in my opinion. So good on that front. Much more coverage to come on the Motorola Flipside and AT&T on PhoneDog.com, so be sure to keep it locked on the site. In the meantime, be sure to like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/PhoneDog. We're giving away 100 iPads, so that's pretty cool, but we're also giving away a trip to the Super Bowl. So the grand prize winner gets 2 tickets and a paid trip to the Super Bowl in 2011. So pretty cool on that front. Be sure to go to Facebook.com/PhoneDog, like us, and fill out the sweepstakes form. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter, PhoneDog_Aaron. Ask me any questions you have about the Flipside or any other device I'm reviewing, or just phones in general. Stop by and say hello. I'd love to chat with you. Thanks for watching. I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com. We'll see you next time.